With the new mechanism emerging in the Season 2, the class build is becoming more complicated than ever. Before we start,
please send me your nudes or smash that like button.
In general, there are 2 builds of Warliege which I already covered in the previous season, but for Season 2, using Bounding Shield becomes the only option. Disclaimer: there is no way to completely copy one's build because there are too many factors, so I will just give you a general direction, and think about the rest by yourself. In this season, Warliege still has the same positioning as the middle tier class, neither too strong nor too weak. But Warliege still retains its honor as one of the best classes for farming due to the warrior blitz skill and invincibility. Warliege is also considered a neutral class, meaning we can use any elemental damage we want, as long as we can use it optimally. Other than that, because of the Bounding Shield skill nature, we can use these 3 new modifiers to strengthen the projectiles. So, there are 2 major builds for Warliege, strength-based build and dexterity-based build. Let's talk about the strength-based build first. It uses the Knight NPC set which renders critical attack null. The main weapon is using Medusa Spear, to get the full Medusa soul. It has shock core as fixed fate bound, but it doesn't matter since we can just go full shock damage instead. For armor, use the Knight set with both regular and shock damage along with its resistance penetration. We can also use this helmet from Chest Merchant for extra physical damage and aim for epicenter fate bound. Here is the general fate bound direction for strength build. By the way, you need to decide by yourself whether to use the max level fate bound along with its hex version, or just use the hex version only instead of using normal fate bound. Now let's move on to the dexterity build. It mainly uses Medusa armor set along with 3 choices of weapons: Triumvirate, Refined Steel, or Black Arch Knight sword and shield. Which one to pick? Well, it all depends on the fate bound you want to get. Also, if you pick Triumvirate weapon, you need the corresponding extra elemental damage according to the boss soul. So, we use Medusa armor set and ring, and leave a slot for Anubis to get lock on fate bound. And here is the general fate bound direction. As I said before, everyone has different fate bound set, and this is the example of using Black Arch Knight weapon. Now we already done talking about the strength and dexterity build, let's move on to the accessories. It will be best if you can get your hand on Primo Hellheart with Epicenter as fixed fate bound. You can fill up the second slot with any fate bound you needed. For modifiers, check out this table to see the priority for each equipment. Please remember that strength build doesn't use both bonus crit rate nor critical damage. Based on research from China, the best ratio for attack speed and skill cooldown is 5:3, to get a seamless Bounding Shield skill activation. This is the skill chip set recommendation. There are too many options for skill set, so just follow one of these 3 or make your own skill set, it doesn't really matter. For boons, just pick 3 out of these 4 and put it on the best skill in your opinion. Now let's check out the showcase from fellow Chinese comrade, using dexterity build with Black Arch Knight weapon. And that's it for the video. Don't forget to press that like and subscribe button or I'll smack your butt with a baton. See you next time.